Hey guys, it's Seven here, and it's a very special day today. It is week number 26, so that means we have been doing this new release show for 6 months. Oh my god, that is 26 new release shows in VR, with us championing all the best games that you can buy in VR. We hope that you like what we do, and just keep supporting us, please. Anyway, we are going to turn around and talk about the games that are coming up, and hopefully have a good session today. So first up, let's talk about the game that everyone's talking about, and that is Doom VFR. And I've only got one thing to do for that. Boo hoo 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 hoo. And that's pretty much all I can say. Yeah? How could someone so big get something so wrong? Well, there we go. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, I'm not even going to do a review on this game. Guys, save your money. Don't buy it. Okay, so let's move on to a more positive note, and let's talk about some games that are actually pretty good this week. Okay, so first off, we've got Attack of the Bugs. It's a B-movie type feeling game. If you remember back in the old days when Bravo TV channel used to put on B-movie classics, it's very, very much of that feel. Anyway, what you need to do is you need to kill some bugs. It sounds simple. You know how much I hate spiders in VR. Well, this game is my hell. Basically, it's a defense game, and you need to think about where you're going to put your resources. Your resources are a can of bug spray, some soldiers, some robots, and you line them up in places, and you kill these 8-legged killing machines. Sounds simple. It's not. It takes a lot of planning on this, but it is really, really fun. Okay, this game just gave me the shivers as I played it because the spiders do look really, really real. It's out now on the Vive and the Rift, and we say, do you know what? All that money that you've just saved by not buying a AAA title, just give it to a developer that actually is making a decent game. Anyway, okay, so that's the first game up. We're going to go over and... Hang on, is that the doorbell? There we go. Now we're going to go over and speak to our dev this week and see who it is. Hey guys, it's interview time, and today we've got Johnny from Virtue, and they brought out a game a few months ago called Run of Mydan. Welcome to the show, Johnny.
Thanks for having me.
So, Johnny, for those people that do not know about Run of Mydan, would you like to tell us what it is?
All right, yeah. Run of Mydan is a single-player and multiplayer VR shooter with unique landscapes and visuals and some refreshing gameplay mechanics. In the single-player campaign, you start off by waking up on a platform to which you're chained to, and this platform moves straight across this environment filled with threats and enemies, and you have to struggle to survive. And the whole story is unknown to the player at the beginning, and he has to find out who he is because he just woke up on this platform, and it's all a journey of self-restoration. And you need to find out why they chained you, who you were, and what you did in the past. And obviously, I can't say what it is because that would spoil the game.
Sounds like my Friday nights out, actually.
Yeah.
and then you say you've got,
exactly.
a multiplayer level as well.
Yeah, and the multiplayer has up to 10 players, and you can fly and shoot each other or throw spears or grenades, whatever. We have more weapons to come since we're still in early access. And with multiple classic game modes such as Deathmatch, Team Deathmatch, and Domination, we plan on adding Capture the Flag, maybe a Sabotage mode, and this is the game at its current state right now.
So there's a lot to look forward to coming out as well. You've not finished with the development of the game yet.
Oh, no. Still in intensive development. We still need to add co-op, which is a feature that is highly requested.
One of the cool features about the game is you are in a flying area. It's a zero-G environment, isn't it? So you're basically flying around the maps fighting each other, so which is really, really cool. And if you guys like that type of game where you're chasing your enemy and you're flying around, that's one really, really good thing. What sort of problems did you have to overcome to get it to fly around in the environment? Because a lot of people find that motion sickness is obviously a problem in VR anyway with most games. So you've made sure that the game doesn't give you motion sickness. I mean,
we worked on that a lot.
Yeah, that was a key thing that we've noticed in the game, which is really, really good. What other problems was there?
Well, regarding the motion sickness, the main thing was to eliminate rotation. At the beginning, we wanted rotation while flying, and that didn't work at all because that's probably the main cause of motion sickness in VR games. We just translate the player around the world, and the whole thing of actually using your hands and moving your whole arms to move, I think it gives you that feeling of movement, even though it's fake, and it kind of compensates with the whole simulation sickness and simulator sickness. Sorry. Besides that, the hard thing was actually having the players move and being able to strafe while shooting, because we in fact have like 4 modes of movement, in which it takes into account the hand position rather than the rotation, and then we have an inverted mode, so you can actually fly this way and you'd be flying backwards, so you can shoot while flying back. We give those 4 options so people can choose. Anyway, other problems were in fact being able to hit another player while flying in all directions, which was really hard. So we actually augmented the hitbox. Yeah.
No, that's really good. The other thing that we've noticed in the game, it is very, very fast paced. I mean, when you're flying around and you're shooting everybody, you are going at it like it seems like 100 miles an hour to play this game, which makes it really enjoyable. It's not slow or sluggish. If guys out there that you want to play a really fast paced shooter, then this is the type of game that you want to be looking at, because it's got that speed to it, which is something that, like, did you really think about that at the beginning? Is that what you set out to do?
Yes. We wanted a really competitive, fast-paced multiplayer game. And the flying came to overcome the VR movement of just having, the thumbstick. And all that added up to what is now the type of gameplay you get while playing Run of Mydan. And we really wanted it to be like the player takes a decent amount of hits to die, so you actually have the chance to turn around, fly. You have to master your ability in flying, especially knowing the map helps a lot, and that way you're able to maybe even start being hit by somebody, and you're able to actually turn around, flank him, or just gather up with your team. It really works really well, and we're designing the maps just to make all these situations happen in the best way possible.
And how many maps are there at the moment in the game?
Right now there are 4 maps. 3 are complete, besides little tweaks and adjustments, and 1 is a prototype. I mean, so we have just a bunch of building blocks, so you get the idea of how the map is structured, but it still doesn't have that visual quality that the other maps have.
Excellent. I mean, that's the other good thing, is you don't get bored just playing the same repetitive game. We can change the environment, and which makes it even harder to play. So that's really good. Now, obviously, you've been developing this. It's taken you about a year to develop this game.
Yeah, 1 year, and
you're still in early access at the moment. So the nice thing is you are listening to the community, and you are adjusting it to the feedback that you're getting from the players as well.
Constantly
really,
there.
Really we love that about developers, and that's one of the reasons why we've got you on the show, because you do listen to what people have been saying and things like that. So obviously you've said about some of the stuff that's coming out in the future. Is there any more things that you've got in the pipeline that you can give us a little exclusive on, so that the people that are looking at buying this game know what's to look forward to?
Okay, besides the basic stuff, such as having more weapons, more customizable options. Oh, by the way, there's customization in the game. I didn't mention that. Pretty in-depth customization, by the way. And so more elements, player progression, global leaderboards, which are almost finished. because we're developing that right now and at this moment. And we're going to add, of course, more maps and game modes, as I already said. And we're working on implementing the cooperative mode, which will allow players to play in co-op in both the single-player campaign and in multiplayer missions. These missions we still need to decide how we want to actually implement them, but we were experimenting on having some procedurally generated content to actually give these missions a replayability value with always different environments, elements, and challenges.
Excellent. So there's a lot to come out still. So guys, if you are looking at investing in a game, flying around shooting, you've got multiplayer experience, and you know there's a lot more to come, this is definitely a recommendation from Helixx to invest in it now. You can feed back to the developer things that you'd like, and they do listen, which is, to say, always a plus with a game. And obviously you get in on the early access, so when the leaderboard is released, you can be up there number 1, well, number 2, because obviously 7 is always
I'm going to be number 1 basically, because I can cheat.
And come and try and challenge us and knock us off the top of the leaderboard, as we always like to see you guys try and beat us at everything. So that's good. Right, I've got to jump off and finish the second part of the show and see what the game of the week is, and I will jump back and speak to you in a minute. So check out part 2. Okay, the second part of the show, and before our game of the week, I'd just like to say, hopefully I'm getting some more screen time this week. If you watched last week's show where I was not here, Kermie gave himself a lot of screen time, and he always puts over the trailers over my face. So I've demanded that I'm getting more screen time. Anyway, guys, what you really want to know is what our game of the week is this week. And we're going to have a fanfare. Okay, game of the week is Dungeons and Treasure VR. This is a fun dungeon crawler game with a Minecraft-style graphics. The devs are really, really thoughtful in this because they've created lots and lots of different ways to keep you entertained. So, not only is it fun on your own as a single player, but you can jump in with a multiplayer and have up to 4 people in your team and go and destroy whatever's in your path as you progress around the maze in the castle. Look out for traps, and there are some simple puzzles, and not everything is as it seems. There are hidden passages to find, and when you've built up enough points by killing the enemies, you can go and find the shopkeeper, and you can buy better weapons and better armor, so there's loads of leveling up to do. The boss levels are hard and challenging, which we like about a VR game, and it does make it, as I say, really, really fun. For us, as I say, I'm not one of these people that usually play this style game. I will be the first to admit that it's not the type of style that I like playing, but I was given this as an early access about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I played it and I really enjoyed it, and it was something different. So I turn around and think that it definitely deserves Game of the Week this week because, as I say, it's fun on its own and it's fun as a multiplayer. It's got everything you want in a VR game, and it's a decent price, and it works. So guys, go out and support this game. It is Dungeons and Treasure. Okay, that's it. It's just the 2 games this week. But before we go, don't forget you've got a chance to still enter the Reaching for Petals VR and the Cabin VR game. So links at the end of this video. Let's go over and see Johnny and say goodbye to him and thank him for being on the show. Well, there we go, guys. Another epic game of the week. And it's now the end of the show. And we'd like to say goodbye to Johnny. So thank you very much, Johnny, for coming on. And we really wish you all the success with the game. It sounds like there's a lot coming out. So that's really good.
Well, thanks for having me. And you know what? I want to give you about 10 keys to give to all your audience.
Excellent. Thank you. That's really generous of you. So, guys, don't forget, tune in next Thursday when we will be doing our giveaway, and you can win keys for the game. And hopefully we'll see you in the game and be able to shoot you, as we like to shoot everybody. Right, if you love what we do, don't forget, subscribe to us on YouTube, tweet us on Twitter, itch us on Twitch, and F us on FBook. Until next week, goodbye.